What's up, book nerds? It's Margot from Team Epic Reads here, and it's time for the May book haul. Pew pew! So, last month's book haul, somebody called me out on Facebook for having only read like 3 books. And I was like, I'm just trying to have a good time, and I honestly just feel so attacked right now. So I tried really hard to read a lot of books this month. So here's what I read! Yay! Now let's dive right through it. Okay, so last month I had you guys vote and tell me what I should read next, and y'all picked American Gods by Neil Gaiman. So I picked up this 10th anniversary paperback edition, which has this like old school kind of cover vibe action going on in there. This book was not what I expected. Not at all like anything I've read by Neil Gaiman. Granted, I haven't read that much, but from what I've read, this feels like something totally different, which is probably why it won like a bazillion awards, and it's definitely going to be an amazing Stars TV show, which I'm so excited about because Brian Fuller, the show's creator, can do no wrong. But it's just like one giant road trip novel. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's like 9 billion pages of like traveling across America, and the old gods are battling the new gods, and scenes that happen in between, and it's all just this like one giant metaphor. I don't even know where to begin to describe like what happens in American Gods, because like honestly, I'm not even sure I fully got it. I had a hard time finishing this one, unfortunately. This one, I did finish it, but it was slow going because there's so many parts of it where it's just like, kind of like dragging on and on and on. And the pacing just felt like really off for me. And I have a very, very limited attention span, so this one was hard for me to finish, but I'm really glad I did. And I get why people are obsessed with it, but it wasn't necessarily my favorite Neil Gaiman. And I hope that's okay. Did anybody else have a hard time finishing this one, or was it just me? I hope it wasn't just me. Please say it wasn't just me. I also read Hunted by Megan Spooner this month. Check out that shiny cover. Oh my gosh, here's the back. Dun, 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 dun. And it's got these like really cool like chapter sections where there's like some writing and some cool like header stuff. I like don't know the technical term for any of these things. It's just that pretty thing that's in the book. Anyway, if you guys love Beauty and the Beast, if you love fairy tale retellings, if you love the Russian Firebird trilogy, if you love badass battle axe wielding heroines in YA, you absolutely have to pick this one up because it is all of those things that I just said. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling set in Russia that also mixes the Russian Firebird mythology in there, and it also has Beauty, who is like a huntress. She's really good with a bow and arrow, but she's also really good with a battle axe. Yo, it's amazing. And basically her father is captured by the beast, and so now she has to hunt down the beast. So really it's like Beauty and the Beast, but like gender flipped and like reversed, and the roles have been swapped up and all that stuff. And it is so badass and so awesome and totally lives up to the hype, and you guys absolutely have to check it out. If you are in love with Beauty and the Beast retellings or fairy tales or fantasy or any of those wonderful things that make YA so awesome, definitely check it out. This month also, Volume 7 of Saga came out, which if you've watched my book hauls, you will know that I am obsessed with Saga. This is probably my favorite series of any kind of medium. Television, movie, books, graphic novels, anything. This is like my favorite series of all time. I'm obsessed with it. I have like a ton of the art prints in my apartment. I like have bought the entire, like all of the trade paperbacks at least 4 or 5 times because I keep giving them away to friends, because every time somebody comes over to my apartment, I'm like, great, hello, lovely to meet you. Here's an entire stack of graphic novels. Please go read them and become my best friend once you love them. So the Volume 7 came out, and it was just as amazing as all the other volumes, and I'm not even gonna bother going into it, but if you haven't read the series, you absolutely have to. Please take note though, it is not technically young adult. It is an adult series. There is a lot of sex and violence, but it is amazing, and you have to read it. Oh, it's so good. I'm so obsessed with it. Oh, Alana and Marco. All right, I'll just stop fangirling because I feel like my fangirl levels are reaching a maximum right now, and I gotta like bring it back down. But anyway, go read it. Please read it, and then let's talk about it. Okay? Also this month, I read That Thing We Call a Heart by Sheba Kareem, and this is a super cute coming-of-age story about a girl named Shabnam who is Muslim, and she falls in love with this boy who gets her a job at his aunt's pie shack, literally a pie shack in the middle of a park. Over the course of a summer, she's working at this pie shack with this boy, and there's a lot of like really cute pie shack hookup scenes that I particularly love. Anyway, she falls in love with this boy, and she is also at the same time trying to become friends with her ex-best friend Farah at the same time, but Farah has issues with the boy that Shabnam is in love with, and Shabnam is also sort of learning more about like her own cultural history and her relatives' history, and there's a lot of Urdu poetry in here, which got me super interested in Urdu poetry. And it's just one of those like those really good contemporary standalones that it was like a great palate cleanser in between my fantasies, because it was a short read. It's very short, and it's very well written, and it's just like a very sweet, but you know, not like sugary sweet, but like a sweet story that was just, it was just a good story, you know? And I really like reading about characters that have nothing in common with my own life, but I love learning about different people's experiences, and I feel like this was such a good book for that. So definitely check it out. It's coming out in May, in the middle of May, so keep this one on your radar. Okay, the last book that I read this month was a reread, so I don't know if you guys like count that as like reading again if you've already read it, but I'm gonna count it because it is in my top 5 favorite books of all time, and I had to reread it because I got to be an extra on the movie set of the movie that's being made of the adaptation of this book, and it's Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. If you have not read this book yet, please stop watching this video right now. Just stop and go read this book, because I'm obsessed with it, and it is the sweetest story you will ever read all year, and it will just like make you so happy. It's one of those books where you're just like, when you've got a frown and you want to turn it upside down, read this one, because you will go from bleh to, oh my god, this was so good. Speaking of Upside of Unrequited, let's jump right into all of the new releases from Harper in the last month. Ta-da! All right, let's go right through these. So we have The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Here's what that looks like. Super cute. Watch my previous book haul because I talk about this story because I read it last month, or the month before that. I got books flying everywhere. Blah. Spindlefire by Lexa Hillier. Also a great fantasy if you love retellings. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling. Beautiful cover. Obsessed with this cover. I've actually never undressed it. Ooh. Look at that little shiny action going on there. Obsessed with this cover. It's just like so beautiful. I mean, you gotta get this one just to up your bookshelf game. I mean, for real, it's a beautiful cover. Also new this month is The Scattering by Kimberly McCreight, which is a sequel to The Outliers, which was the book that I read last year that had the most insane ending of all time. So if you're looking for a book that will just like literally blow you away at the end, like with a plot twist that you just will never ever see coming, definitely check out The Outliers and then read The Scattering. Also new, which I'm so excited to read, is Avenged by Amy Tintera. It's a sequel to Ruined, which was one of my favorite books of last year. One of the best reading slump busters of all time. If you're in a reading slump, seriously, or a book hangover, seriously, read Ruined, and then go read Avenged, and I'm gonna read this, and then let's chat about it in the comments. Oh, I'm so excited, but here's the cover, close up. So excited to read this. Also new is Dreamfall by Amy Plum. Loving this sort of like little, you see all the like the little shiny action going on right there? I like that. And The Freemason's Daughter is also new. This one is great for fans of Outlander. I forgot the name of the book. I was gonna say Outliers, but I just talked about that. No, great for fans of Outlander. Also, there is Literally by Lucy Keating, which is a super cute contemporary novel about a girl who realizes that her life is a YA novel. I feel like that's my story. Lucky Girl by Amanda Maciel, also new. And finally, we have Looking for Group by Rory Harrison. Definitely check this one out. So that's it. That's what's new from Harper this month. Now let's check out and see all of the free stuff I got. Yeah. Okay, so here is what I got from the other publishers. It's a small stack this month, but I ain't complaining. So we got Ever the Brave, which is the sequel to Ever the Hunted. Here's that cover. Also got The Calculus of Change. If it involves math, I won't be reading it because I suck at math. Landscape with Invisible Hand by M.T. Anderson, aka the guy who wrote Feed. And this isn't the full book, this is just like a little sneak peek. And I'm super excited because I don't know if he's written that many books since Feed. Maybe he has and I just haven't been aware of it, but I am super pumped to read it because I really loved Feed. I Never by Laura Hopper. And I'm so pumped for this one, Retribution Rails by Aaron Bowman, and I am obsessed with this cover design, with these cover designs. So this is actually the third book, but the first book, I own the first two, and they're just like, they're so freaking beautiful. You guys, like, the covers are amazing. So this is just the galley, but I cannot wait to get the hardcover because it has to match my collection. So excited. And finally, the last book I got, it was one that I bought when I was in Nashville last week. So I went on to Nashville for the day and I visited Parnassus Books, which if you guys haven't been there, go see it. I did a bookstore tour over on the Epic Reads Facebook page. I did a live Facebook bookstore tour, so go check out that video if you want to see the inside. They have 2 shop doggies and I love them very much. But I had to pick up a book there because I was like, I'm in a bookstore, I have to buy a book, right? And my new thing now is when I visit bookstores that are in other cities that I don't live in, I would like to buy books by local authors there. So I picked up a copy of The Serpent King by Jeff Zentner. And I have met him. I've actually I rode in an Uber with him once, with him and Nicola Yoon. That was a fun day. And he's like the nicest person ever, but I haven't read any of his books, which is like, what am I doing with my life? So I finally got The Serpent King because everyone I've talked to is obsessed with this book, and I cannot wait to read it. And here's what his signature looks like. So yeah, that's what I got from the other publishers and what I purchased this month. Okay, so before I sign off on this video, on this book haul, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for subscribing to Epic Reads and watching my videos and watching all of the videos that we put up on this channel. So last week was my 5th year workiversary at Epic Reads. I got this this little plaque. This is what you get if you work 5 years. It just says certificate of recognition. Yay, I'll take it. I'll take anything. And I've been at Harper for 5 years. Coincidentally, I just learned that I also started the day that the Selection published. So here's the whole Selection series. But the Selection book published the day that I started at Harper. And I think that's really cool. And I don't remember it because on my very first day, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't even know what this is. But I've been with Epic Reads for 5 years, and it's just been like the most amazing experience of my life, getting to meet all of you guys and read all of these amazing books and talk about all of this stuff. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I love you guys so much. And from the bottom of my heart, the biggest book shimmy in the world, because I love you guys. And thanks for sticking with me for 5 years. And yeah, and now we can talk about you guys. So tell me, head down to the comments. What have you guys been reading? What are you excited about? What books did you get? What's going on in your life? What are you guys most excited about? Are you excited for the new A Court of Wings and Ruin and Mist and Fury and Thorns and Bone and whatever the new Sarah J. Maas book is called? It's escaping my mind right now because whenever I do these videos, my brain literally just gets like scrambled like eggs. But what are you guys reading? What are you so excited? What are you looking forward to? What's going on in your life? Just tell me all of the things. Head down in the comments. Let's be friends. Let's chat about it. Let's do a little unicorn dancing. And I will see you guys next month. Bye, beautiful book nerds. It smells so bad in there.